Hello everyone, it has been a while since my last video, and I'm really sorry about that. I've been busy with school and stuff and haven't really had time to make YouTube videos, but I am so happy to be back making videos again. I've really missed this. So my first video back, I decided I was gonna just talk about the Nintendo Direct. This is the first one we've had in over a year and a half. I did not expect a Nintendo Direct this year at all. This came completely out of the blue, and I am so happy that I was wrong. So I'm just going to go over some of the bigger announcements. I'm not going to go over every little thing because there was a lot of stuff in this Direct. But with that said, let's get into our first announcement. Pyra and Mithra in Smash. This is one I saw a lot of people predicting around the first Fighter Pass when it was first announced. Not long after Joker was announced as a fighter, and this is one I didn't expect to see. I thought if we were going to see it, we would have seen it a while ago. But I'm pleasantly surprised. I never got into Xenoblade, but this is still a really cool announcement. I'm really happy for all the people. It is another anime sword fighter, which is kind of annoying, but it's a lot different than Cloud, because they've all just all the anime sword fighters they've been adding to the game have just pretty much been, they've been way too similar to Cloud. That was my problem with them. But this one, it seems unique. I'm happy for all the Xenoblade fans. Happy that they're getting a second character. I still want Shadow. I will never let it go. Please, Nintendo. After that, we had Fall Guys, which is a perfect game for the Switch. I'm probably not going to pick it up because I already got it from PS Plus for free on my PS4, so I don't really need to get it again, but I think it is a perfect game on Switch. I'm actually surprised it took them this long to bring it to the Switch, so I think it's a great inclusion. I probably won't be purchasing it myself, but I'm happy to see it come to the system. The next game we're going to be talking about is Famicom Detective Club. This is not a game I expected to see at all. It's okay. I'm probably not going to be getting it, but it's cool to see a Japan exclusive come to America. But it doesn't look like my type of thing. I probably won't be picking it up, but it's cool to see it come to the Switch. The next big one is Mario Golf. I'm actually really excited for this Mario Golf. I have never played a Mario Golf game before, but this one looks really interesting. I'm really excited to play the speed golf mode, and overall it just looks like a really fun game, and I'm looking forward to it. The next one we're going to be talking about is a game I never expected to see outside of the 3DS, Miitopia. I'm surprised Nintendo's doing anything with Mii's now. I thought they were just gonna completely abandon that with the Switch, but it looks like they're gonna be going back to the Mii's more often, which is pretty cool. I thought I never played the original Miitopia. I played the free demo on 3DS, but I never played the full game, so it's cool to see it come to the Switch. The bigger part of this is that it means Nintendo is open to porting 3DS games to the Switch, which is really cool. But this game I did check the price because I was thinking it would be around 25 bucks. I checked the pre-order price. It's still 50 bucks. It was a fully priced $60 game when it came out. So I think it definitely should get more of a price reduction. So I might not be getting it for a while because of that. But overall, it's a fun inclusion. I'm happy to see the game get a second chance on the Switch. After that, they showed off some of the Mario 35th anniversary items coming to Animal Crossing, and they look alright. It's nothing super special except the warp pipe. It's a really great inclusion. It has actual functionality. So I'm happy to see all these items come to the game, but they're nothing super special. Next, we had something they spent way too much time in the Direct on, and has a horrible name. Project Triangle Strategy. It's kind of themed similar to Octopath Traveler, but the name just name. They're so awful at naming things. This is just a working title. They're not planning on keeping it. I really hope we get a better title. They spent a little too long on this during the Direct. A lot of people who weren't interested probably just skipped through it. But I think it looks like an interesting game. I'm not sure I'll pick it up. I never actually played Octopath, so I might pick it up and try it out before I get this game. If I get this game, but overall, it's a pretty decent looking game. Next, we have a game we have barely any information at all on, Star Wars Hunters. It looks fun. We don't have any gameplay or anything, but I am a huge Star Wars fan. You don't have to do much to get me to play a Star Wars game. All you have to do is call it a Star Wars game, and I will play it. But I'm hopefully optimistic. We don't know enough about the game for me to be super excited for it yet, but it looks like it could be an interesting title. After that, we had Knockout City, which looks like an interesting game. I feel like they were trying a little bit too hard in the trailer to show it off, but I think it does look like an interesting game. I might pick it up and try it. It kind of reminds me of like a Fortnite Splatoon-y art style, and I think it looks okay. I'm not sure if I'll get it, but it looks interesting. The next announcement from Nintendo was Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity Expansion Pass, which they spent way too little time on. They put like they put an image up with all the different stuff in the pass, and it was up there for like 3 seconds. There's no way any human being read through that entire thing in 3 seconds. Everyone had to pause it and go back in order to see the full thing. They should have spent more time on it, but $20 seems like a really reasonable price point, and it looks cool. Next, we have Capcom Arcade, which is a really interesting game. They have a bunch of packs and stuff you can get. You can, right out the gate, you can get Ghosts and Goblins and the Battle of Midway arcade games for free. I've played the Battle of Midway a lot. It's really fun. It's cool to see this. I have a strange feeling that this was meant to be stuff that Capcom wanted to put on Virtual Console. But since the Virtual Console didn't come back, they made their own game for it. That's my guess of why this exists, because I have a feeling this wouldn't exist if the Virtual Console came back. Please, Nintendo, bring the Virtual Console back. Then we had Skyward Sword HD, which was the only really big Legend of Zelda announcement. I expected way more from Legend of Zelda in this direct. And the 30th or 35th, I can't remember which one, anniversary for Legend of Zelda is this year. So I expected to see a lot of stuff from Legend of Zelda. We only really got the Age of Calamity expansion pass, which everyone was already kind of predicting, and Skyward Sword HD. Skyward Sword HD looks really good. The game looks amazing on the Switch. I like what they did with the motion controls and how they managed to tie it to analog stick too, so you can use pro controllers, and if you just don't want to mess with the motion controls. I think it looks interesting. I'm not sure if I'll pick it up, but I think it's cool. And the Joy-Cons just... Oh, I have 4 Joy-Cons already. I kind of want to get more just because these look so good. And now we have the big one. This was, for me, the highlight of this direct. Splatoon 3. I love the Splatoon games so much. They're some of my personal favorites of all time. My second most played game on the Switch is Splatoon 2. And I am so happy that we are getting another Splatoon game. I didn't expect this at all. I kind of did because this is around the time that Splatoon 2 was announced. That was this long after the final Splatfest for Splatoon 1. But I was holding out hope for it, but I really did not expect there to be a Splatoon 3 ever on the Switch. But I am so happy that I am wrong here. It looks so good. They're really going with the Chaos theme, and that makes me so happy. I wasn't sure if how much they were gonna do it. I was on Team Order, and I still think this looks amazing. Even though my team did not win the final event, I am so happy this game is happening. It looks so good. And this game, they have a different location, completely different location than the last one. Because the last one was set in the Americas because the Statue of Liberty shows up in the final boss fight in the Octo expansion. But this one is set somewhere in Europe, probably around France, because the Eiffel Tower shows up in the background for part of it. This game is just amazing. I don't even have to have played it yet to know how much I'm going to love this game. It is Splatoon, and that's all it needs to be for me. I really hope... I liked how the new spawning stuff... I saw the Inkzuka is coming back in this, which is cool. It's going to be cool to have a special from Splatoon 1 make a return on the Splatoon 3, because none of the Splatoon 1 specials returned for Splatoon 2 for good reason. They were completely broken. But this one is more balanced than some of the others, so I'm really happy to see it return. I'm just happy for anything Splatoon, honestly. I'll take anything. You can give me any Splatoon game, and I will be happy. Alright, I hope you all enjoyed listening to what I had to say about the Nintendo Direct. I would love to hear what you had to say about it in the comments. What was your favorite announcements from the Direct? What was your least favorites? And I would really appreciate it if you would just hit the like button and subscribe. That would really just make my day. I don't ask too much. I don't ask at the beginning of the video because it annoys me when people ask at the beginning of the video. So I would just really appreciate it if you did. You don't have to if you don't want to. It'd just make me really happy. With that said, I hope you all have a wonderful day.